you were getting these vehicles into test.
Yes, and we had to go on this, yes, it was a Humber, and we had to take this Humber out, and it was a 1-ton Humber truck with a Rolls-Royce engine, heavily governed with little lead seals on the carburetors. But it was a beautiful thing, and still painted dark green, you know, it hadn't got the buff-coloured treatment yet. And we had to go to Port Said in it. So we left El Kabir, went to Port Said, and on the way there we used to have these, as you say, your compo ration. Yeah. You know, it would be a cake, Carson's chocolates, which was laxative, and boil sweets, and 1 or 2 other little goodies. And unfortunately, the Egyptians used to put their children, let the children get in your way to slow you down, to see what they can steal from the back of your trucks. You know, no disrespect for the Egyptians, but at that time, that was the norm. If they could get anything, I think they used to use the word bakshi. If there's anything that could be taken from the back of your truck, they would take, baktish, that's it, yeah. It was 50 years since I used the word, you know. And so the kids used to get in your way, you used to have to slow down, they used to clamour on your truck to see if there was anything. So what I used to do is to throw my compo ration out. And they used to love the chocolates. And bless them, you know. And they used to leave the road open for you to drive a little bit faster, stop them doing it. And of course, your co-driver used to do the same with these. Well, on the way back, you have a fresh supply of compo ration. But on the way back, we were in Ismailia. And right at the wrong place, at the wrong time, the truck broke down. And you know, you say you sweat. And I'm in the middle of Egypt, if you like, Ismailia, on a very, very hot day. But my sweat wasn't hot. It was icy cold. And my tunic was sticking to me, and it was the same with my co-driver. And I said to him, well, there's nothing we can do. We've broken down. You know, what do we do? And of course, from nowhere, like a horde of flies, every youth in the city come around. You know, little ones, big ones, toughies, you know, they're all there pushing each other, who's going to be the first one. And then they would take a step and step back, and then somebody else would push somebody else forward. And then when somebody got brave enough, they all started to converge onto the truck, and I didn't know what was going to happen. But, I mean, all I had was 6 rounds, you know, and he had a Sten gun with 28 rounds. But what do? I mean, you don't know what to do other than panic. And then all of a sudden we heard these funny noises, grunts, if you like. And the crowd stopped. And this very, very, he probably was only about 50, but he looked 100, this chap. He obviously was an elder. And he come and he couldn't talk. He could only grunt. And he come and he said, well, he couldn't say anything, just going, you know, and he was going like this for me to get out the cab. So I thought, well, I've got to get out the cab. So I got out the cab, walked to the front with him, and he banged the bonnet. And I thought, well, it's not rocket science. He wants me to lift the bonnet up. Whereas a trial vehicle, supposed to be secret, well, it's not going anywhere. It's broken down. So it goes back in the cab, and they had one of these luxury pull things, you know, which was new in those days, you know, to be able to operate the bonnet from inside the cab. So the bonnet sprung, and he lifted it up. And there's this lovely Rolls-Royce engine. Now, you could see him drooling over it, and with all these wire and lead seals on it. And he goes, you know. And of course, we all carried a lovely leather toolkit, real leather toolbox, chrome spanners. I mean, this was luxury. So I thought, well, where is it? You know, I don't remember seeing one. So I looks around, and of course, there was a container for it. And brings it out and gives it to him. And he's looking for cutters to cut the seals on the carburettors. So he cut the carburettors and the seals, and he's got the screwdriver and he's tweeting these twin Weber carburettors up. And I thought, what's he doing? And he goes, you know. So it goes in there and the thing springs into life, and he's listening to it and he's tweeting away, and the thing's purring. This big Rolls-Royce engine is absolutely purring. I thought, this man's a wizard. You know, he's got a tuner in his head. He knows everything there is to know about engines. And I'm lucky enough, or he found me, or I found him. So, I mean, there was nothing I could give him. You know, I thought, well, he's done it for us. So he goes like this, to all and the kids melted away. And a couple of them stayed behind, you know, and patted him on the back. And I said to one of them, who could speak English, I said, you know, what's it all about? And he says, you're the kind driver that throws his rations out the window for the children. So he fixed my truck on the strength of that. And I was absolutely amazed. Anyway, it was a lovely, lovely straight road coming out of Ismailia, going best way back to Tel Kabir. And I thought, I wonder what it can do. And for the first time in my life, I'd done over 100 miles an hour in a 1-ton truck. And we were absolutely amazed, and we couldn't tell anybody about it. I would have been on a charge. But I had to report the fact it had broken down, and a stranger who couldn't talk got it going again. Not only did he get it going again, he got it going 10 times better than it was. So that was amazing.